Hello, so today we're back with some more caw-gates because I'm kind of obsessed with this deck right now. It's one of my favorite decks to play in the current format. It just feels really solid against so much stuff. Our sideboard from last time we played is a lot different because there's a lot more things that are popping up that we want to be able to deal with now. The main one being Grixis Affinity, so we have a 3 Dust to Dust ready to hit Grixis. Beyond that, the main deck is pretty much the exact same. Turns out I actually really like these two Outlaw Medics. These are really strong. I like these. They didn't seem too good when I kind of first thought about playing them, but I've been really enjoying them since actually trying them out. So we're going to give this a league a run here. I'm going to try and record the entire league gameplay. So if you're not quite sure how caw-gates work, the whole deck is basically built around this card, Basilisk Gate, which lets us give a creature a large power and toughness boost equal to the number of gates we control at sorcery speed. So we are playing a lot of gates here. You can see we have only 5 lands that are not gates. Essentially what we're going to do is try and turn these pretty terrible creatures, like this 1/1 cat or these 1/1 hawks, into massive threats that will basically just one-shot our opponent. So Sacred Cat has Embalm, like it can bring itself back from the graveyard and has Lifelink, which is why it's so good. One of the main combos is with Guardian of the Guild Pact, which has protection from monocolored, so the gate can actually target it and make it big, but a lot of the creatures in Pauper can't actually block it. So it can be on blocks, it can go and be like almost like a Leauge, where it just hits the opponent for 20 in one go and we win. And then we're suiting up these creatures with draw spells like Brainstorm, Preordain, and then we have selection like Modern Age and counter spells to kind of tie it all together. We've also got a couple of Journey to Nowhere and Destroy Evils as removal. The main real combo of the deck is Squadron Hawk being able to fetch extra copies of itself from your deck, and then Brainstorm can put 2 of them back and basically put 3 fresh cards into your hand for free. And then you can use the leftovers hawk to shuffle those other hawks away and not have to draw them again, which is really strong. So we can kind of build our own ancestral recall with Brainstorm and Squadron Hawk. It's quite cool. And then finally we have like the Modern Age looting lets us have our other kind of combo in the deck, which is Prismatic Strands. We run loads of white creatures, so able to just fog our opponents out while we hit them for loads is a really good strategy. So that's kind of the deck tech, that's kind of a breakdown. We're going to go and head into a league here, and I'll see you in game 1. Alright, we found an opponent here, match 1, sorry. Let's go ahead and see what our starting hand looks like. Looks like we'll be going second. Okay. This seems pretty fine to me. We've got 1 real cantrip, 2 Brainstorms, and 4 lands. Sure, if this is a fast matchup where we need to act quick, we might be in a bit of trouble. But we have the Preordain and Brainstorm to kind of find our blockers nice and early. An early Basilisk Gate means if we can find like a cat or something to start pressuring as well, and they don't have much removal, we can start to gain a little life. Looks like we're going to be against Grixis. Who could have seen that one coming? So, can afford to go a little bit slower, but we will need to try and be... they have like a fast draw, we'll have to try and react to that and play a little aggressively. Blood Fountain, sure. They're going to be able to go for a Thoughtcast at least next turn now. Another gate. Alright, let's go for Preordain. Let's look for something to do. I think these are both fine. We want to be able to pressure them early, so we'll name white on our gate and we will pass back to our turn. So I want to get this Outlaw Medic down. Hopefully they're just going to kind of faff around and try and draw some cards this turn. I'm expecting a Thoughtcast and maybe another Blood Fountain or something like that. Okay. Holding up Counterspell. We will go for a gate name with blue and put an Outlaw Medic on the stack. Let's see if they want to counter this. Maybe they'll go for a Deadly Dispute or something instead. Counterspell? Sure, that's absolutely fine with me. Our Medic traded 1 for 1. That's fine. It's kind of its job in the deck, right? If it dies, it gets to draw. It's traded for a Counterspell there. That's completely fine. We've gone for a star. Alright. Let's see. Can go for a Brainstorm here, I think. I don't like having to use it like this so soon. Wow, our only creature being Guardian of the Guild Pact is not amazing, to be honest. Mainly because it doesn't do much against their colorless creatures, obviously. We'll just get as many gates out as we can, though. And we will Lorien reveal to probably shuffle that terrible pile of cards away, even though we are kind of close to casting it. It's a little unlucky, but... Alright, Mirror Enforcer. 2 cards in hand for the opponent now. We're representing Counterspell, so... Obviously, we won't be when we cycle, but we were, and that's maybe stop them doing some stuff on their turn. We'll grab an island. I think we just want to play on untapped lands the rest of this game now. Spell is pretty cool. That's going to let us hold up some counter magic here to try and get this Guardian in. Because although this doesn't block the Mirror Enforcer, right, it's really hard for them to deal with this. I don't think they can actually remove this game one. So our game plan now is probably to just try and race them with Basilisk Gate. We can play a Basilisk Gate, hit them next turn. In fact, it's probably a mistake to not play a Basilisk Gate this turn so that I can pump twice next turn and keep hitting them. Alright. We know our game plan now. It's to just hit them a bunch of times. Yeah, like I could have been nearly killing them, right, if I'd played the other gate here. So I missed out on a lot of damage, like 12 points of damage or something ridiculous. No, it would have been an extra 1 here, so 1 there, and then another 6. So I missed 7 points of damage there, which, you know, it might be very relevant. I'm going to brainstorm here. Okay, game plan initiated. I don't need to react to this. I thought they were going to gain more life than they will, but no, this is completely fine. They can have their 1 life and multiple cards. We just hold the spell for... I don't know what they could even have to kill a Guardian, but we'll hold the spell for a more meaningful spell, I suppose. Sure. Like, they could theoretically do a lot of burn damage to us. Excuse me, sorry. Alright, they're cycling their blood. Playing another blood fountain. Like, the thing is, they can jump block with their Mirror Enforcer, right? But they might not know... Like, they could attack here, and then we might be able to just kill them. But I imagine they'll probably just leave up the Enforcer as a blocker. Lembus, sure thing. So if they attack, they are just dead. This is, luckily they tap low, so they won't have like a Reckoner's Bargain or a Dispute for the Enforcer. They played another Enforcer. That's kind of unlucky. Because, yeah, now they get to attack, whilst we don't get the same luxury of getting through. I'll force them to have to chump, right? This is now a lethal threat every turn. It won't be next turn because I can gain life. But we have another Basilisk Gate. Not that we could play it, but that's going to make the clock even faster. The main issue is that we know we're drawing another land after this, I believe. So, our opponent has 5 cards in hand. We will have to hold... Okay, that doesn't do anything. It can't even block. They can't attack. Very nice. Fortunately, the sort of false pressure that we're getting from the Guardian, in the sense that they have to keep jump blocking it, is really good. Because it's letting us draw out of this terrible brainstorm pile that we have. But, like, look how huge this creature is. They're getting into a territory where, like, it's very awkward for them. They have to block. Problem is, they have blocks for literally forever. But we can keep forcing them to block, so we will. They're just going to get back both their Enforcers now. I imagine. Alright, they go to 17. That actually doesn't even take them out of one-shot range. Best draw is like probably... The best draw is probably something like a Squadron Hawk, because it can fly, and it doesn't die to Krark Clan Shaman. Or an Outlaw Medic, so they have to sack a decent bit of stuff and we'll get to redraw. They're hitting for 1, that's fine. I assume they're just going to play out. Okay, yeah, that's pretty scary, because now we can't even like play any of our relevant stuff anymore. I think this game is lost now. We'll keep playing it out for time. They just have too many chump blockers because of these fountains. I'm only going to pump 1 time here, so I want to cast Historian revealed. Oh, they let that through, okay. 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Wow, wait, we're actually just dead. I guess we lose. Affinity moment. Yeah. Very miserable matchup. Okay, we bring not. Oh, that's the wrong one. We bring in Dust to Dusts. We also bring in Blue Blasts, I think. Maybe Relic is good as well. So all of our removal hits, that's good. I actually think you're meant to cut these, pretty much. Is this good? Just cut all the things that care about colored creatures. Obviously, Strands can do... Strands is maybe not a cut, not just a straight up cut. I'm not sure about these Relic of Progenitus. I don't know if that's actually like relevant or not. Gonna cut the Dispel. It doesn't hit that much. I feel like Relic is not where I want to be. We'll send this 60 in. I want to keep... I think I need to keep some Prismatic Strands to be able to deal with, like, board wipes. They're probably bringing in Breath Weapons to be able to wipe my board, I imagine. So it's something I want to play around. Sounds really awkward, but I think it's close enough to being fine. We have like our sideboard cards, we have gates, like we can play with 1 color fairly easily here and start making treasures if the game goes a little slow. But now I'm just going to play a Sacred Cat, so we can actually start swinging and getting some life with it as soon as possible if we want. But I'll probably try and just hit chip in for 1 and make treasures in the early turns. Sure, Blood Fountain. They kind of did the same thing as last game. Although, maybe we just get to blow up their 2 bridges and they just die. Go for a swing here. Yield until your end step. So, what are they going to do? Probably play a Thoughtcast. Maybe play a Makeshift Munitions, that would suck. There's the Thoughtcast. And then, ready? Mirror Enforcer into some other nonsense. That would tap them out, though. Wow, not even playing our Dust to Dust then. So we make a treasure on their end step, and I'm pretty sure I can make my land drop and dust them. This might be really big. It's not how you like to have to win games, but you know, blowing up the opponent's lands is always an effective strategy. So you make a white, another white, blow up your 2 indestructible lands, play a land, name it on blue, hit you for 1. And then yield until my turn, please. Yeah, it's kind of sad. The gameplay against Affinity is not the most enjoyable thing I think I've ever had in my life. You kind of just like try to blow up their lands and hope it's good enough. We're gonna go for... I mean, look at this clock, right? This cat is weirdly like a lot of damage. We'll go for Preordain. I tap my mana weird there. This looks fine. So there you go. Remember, every gate is extra damage at this point. Gearseeker Serpent. That's fine. Our cat would actually trade with this, which is really funny. We'll see if they're in the chump blocking business. I imagine they're probably not. They have to try and win this game, right? Yep, just as we thought. Our life total is hit 33 now. We're holding up a fake counterspell. Yeah, it's looking all right for us now. We present lethal next turn if they don't have a blocker. Could have been correct to play out the second Sacred Cat here to play around the single removal spell. I can see that being a misplay. Especially because they're kind of at the point, right, where if they didn't do something, they would die anyway, so holding up a counterspell that I don't have doesn't actually do anything, I don't think. So they managed to find a Seat the Synod. They've still not got red mana for Galvanic Blast, but they could have a cast down here. I expect to not see an attack here, obviously. So they attack here, what does that mean? 2, 3, 4, 5. So that means that they have a cast down in hand, because why would you attack and risk me just losing 2 any gates off the top? It seems really weird. Because what I think this means, right? I read this as having cast down, then they want me to pump twice to try and bait that out. So what I am going to do is play a Modern Age. They're thinking, interesting. So if they counter this, I can cast a Brainstorm, and then if I find any land, they die. Assuming I didn't play my land drop this turn, but I don't think I did. They just discard in the gate. They have another one. That's completely fine. Just gonna look for a land then, I guess. Any gate wins the game. No! Okay, well, that's fine. It feels a little unlucky, but it is what it is. We put them to 1. It's not terrible, right? Could have just won the game on the spot there, though, with any land, but it's okay. It's not looking amazing for them, right? Interesting that they put... I mean, they won game 1, so it's maybe not too bad, but interesting they kind of coin flipped that there. They pushed 5 damage when I was at already, like, 30-something. And risk just dying to, like, any land. That seems like a misplay, I think. Kenku, yeah. It's gonna block. What, you gonna animate a... what, like a blood fountain? Bridge, really? Wow, okay. That's gonna block a lot. Let's play a Squadron Hawk here before we preordain. Oh, fuck. shit. Okay, well, I misclicked there. That's terrible. Probably gonna want this. Wow, what a fucking mistake. Yeah, that was terrible. I completely just misclicked, basically. They can trade to kill this cat, which they might just do. Problem is, they put themselves to 1, so... Yeah, wow, that's really bad from me. I can't believe I clicked no there on the Squadron Hawk. That's really terrible. I'm gonna try and not get too tilted and in my head about that one. It's fine. Like, the game's in a really good spot still, but... Yeah, huge misplay. This bridge pretty much has to be a blocker now. They can't tap it for mana. If they tap it for mana, they'll probably just die. Fear Enforcer, sure. Because obviously the extra birds just kill them, right? Wow. No, or they just die, I guess. Never punished. Never punished. Cool. Okay, I mean, that seemed good, right? Draw dust to dust, really strong. I think I don't need both strands. I'm kind of, I might want this to spell more, actually, especially on the draw. I think I like that better on the draw. We'll just take an extra counter spell for the early game. Try and stop their first deadly dispute. Could be interesting to bring in like Red Blast for that counter magic. They obviously boarded in more counter magic there, but I think it's fine like this. Alright, 3 lands, cat, dispel, 2 Lorians. It's not the greatest hand. I'm going to mulligan this because even though that is a stable hand, like it's super safe, I think I want something a bit more aggressive leaning. I'm more inclined to keep this one. And then I'm going to bottom the dispel. Don't get me wrong, this hand is painfully slow, but I have the important sideboard card, I have counterspell and a threat. They mull to 4. Okay, well this Dust to Dust might just kill them on the spot if we can get to 3 mana. We have our 2 white mana sorted already, we're on the draw. Journey to Nowhere. Sure, name white. Pass turn. Okay, they got their Mistvault Bridge. Oh, sorry, a Silverbluff Bridge there. I'm gonna go get a land. Get a tap land. Any land gives us Dust to Dust. They don't have blue. They could have negate, obviously. But if they hold up counter magic, then we're just gonna play out cats. I'm gonna hold up counter spell for this rotation. I can make them fight on their turn and then untap and dust them. They probably die. Oh, they just have loads of lands, apparently. I'm countering any draw spell here. Can kill that anyway, it's fine. They have 1 card in hand. So I'm gonna destroy Evil the Enforcer now on the end step. I'm gonna dust both of their blue sources. Float a red. Sure, I'm going to try and move to combat. I'm probably going to get a Gale Blast on the cat, maybe? Oh, they made that into a white. No, they're just redrawing with the star. Wow. That doesn't seem good when you just get a colour shutdown and you're just using it to draw now. Could have waited. You found another land, sure. We're in cat beatdown mode now. I'm going to hold up counterspell and keep beating down with cats. Obviously, if we find a Basilisk Gate, we start to pressure now. This is kind of what you need. You need to disrupt their lands and then pressure them. Countering any draw spells, obviously. Like, this is just getting counterspelled. If they have a red blast, they have it. They don't. So I'm not going to play out another one. I'm aware they have Breath Weapon mana, so I'm not going to play into it for no reason when I don't have counterspell backup anymore. To pause as if I'm thinking and then not do anything. Obviously, I can't actually do anything. Wow, they didn't find the land again. Wow, great draw. I'm happy to have that, I think. Something like a Lorien revealed will really break this game open now. I have enough mana to cast it, right? If they tap out to try and find something to do. I'm going to count on this. It looks like a Kenku. Yep, goodbye. Could have been worth to let that resolve, and then I get to exile one of their land. Oh, yeah, okay. I think they just concede to this, to be honest. And yeah, welcome to Pauper, when Grixis is the best deck. This is the sort of gameplay we devolved to. Blow up your lands, blow up your lands. Hope you didn't like lands anyway, opponent. I'm going to play this Hawk to improve my draws and just pull the Hawks out the deck, because I can keep slowly applying pressure to the board now. Let's turn these creatures sideways. I'm not going to play anything else out. Don't need to. So they're at 10. So does playing another creature actually speed the clock up, right? 3, 6, 9. It does. I'm going to play one more creature out. Maybe that's wrong. If they have a breath weapon now, like land breath weapon, it's really bad. But that's okay. I think this increases the clock enough that it's okay. Dispute my only one of my only 2 lands. Yeah, GG. So you can see there why I have these dust to dusts. They're really backbreaking if you can apply pressure with counter spells. And I mean, I say pressure, we had 2 1/1s, but what is our opponent going to do, right? If they don't have lands, how are they supposed to play the game? They have a bunch of 7 mana cards in their deck that don't do anything. Really interesting. I'm not sure how I feel about Grixis as being the best deck again, but we'll take that win. GG. Let's go on to the next. Alright, here we are in match 2. Looks like we get to go first this time. I see 2 lands. This is already a mulligan to 6, so I'm going to mull. Wow, this hand does nothing. I'm going to keep it though. Maybe that's wrong. Put back one of these strands and we'll just sit here like this. See what Tarrasque 1 has got. A Plains, a Thraben. This could be Boros, it could be like White Weenie, maybe. Seagate, sure. That is really a terrible draw. With a hand like this where I just kept a bunch of lands, it's pretty terrible if we draw like more lands. Okay, looks like Boros. I'm gonna gain a life, hit me for 1, sure. Strands is really good against Boros, so we'll play a land drop and we'll pass. We're not going to brainstorm without a way to shuffle, especially when we have a hand that does nothing. Squadron Hawk. Okay, so they're probably playing like Rally the Peasants then. So this Prismatic Strands is even better than before. Okay, well they're going to have to go to cleanup now because they just put the Hawks into hand. So that seems like a bit of a weird play, but sure. Ah, they discarded the Strands. Maybe it's Boros, like the Monarch version of the deck. So they'll have like Prismatic Strands and Rally the Peasants, I imagine. Should have popped. I didn't pop my graveyard out. That feels weird. Hawk, yep. Sorry, I feel bad for saying the opponent was being weird now for for doing that play, but. Sure, we're going to hit by a Hawk. I feel like they're going to go for a big Rally the Peasants here, and we're just going to Strands it and then counter it on the other way. Great, yeah, kind of just what I want to see, really. Get to play the cat and hold up counter spell this turn. I'm expecting them to attack all and cast Rally the Peasants. They're attacking everything in the air. Sure. Fast talk. Okay, they're just going to go for max value on this Rally the Peasants. I'm actually going to Google. I'm going to check something. It's 3 to flashback, 3 to play. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, I don't need to play around that then. And against these aggressive decks, just being able to pump a cat here and swing is so good. I have to hold up counterspell for the peasants, like the rally. You're gonna... Okay, they just trans white. Check they did do white sometimes, they might have made a mistake and yeah, well, I'm sure gonna attack then, obviously. Gonna draw, sure. Go for land. Journey to nowhere. Okay. Yeah, they're gonna hit my cat here. It's not the greatest ever, but there's nothing I can do about it, really. Nothing I can do, right? They're gonna just... If I don't counter the rally that they might have, then I think I'll just die. Obviously now I'm also just dying anyway. I'm gonna play this Modern Age. I guess I can discard one of these. It's fine. Gonna die with this brainstorm in my hand like a fool. Nothing I can do about that though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna trans this one. It's kind of awkward to take too much damage. They probably have bolts in their deck, right? Monarch, okay. Yeah, this one's an awkward game for sure without sweepers. If he had a breath weapon, obviously this game's pretty free. Great draw, actually. I think that's a really good draw. Okay, don't need this Preordain. This lets us flashback Prismatic Strands, is the really important part, and it lets us... Not only does it do that, so we grab a Hawk here, we grab all the Hawks. We set up our Brainstorm for next turn to be good. For some reason I somehow did... Like, what am I doing today? I can't click Squadron Hawk because I'm an idiot. So, now we get to play around one bolt. We get to set up Brainstorm for next turn and hold up Counterspell. If we were going to somehow turn the game around, this is probably how it was going to be done. Need to find, like, another Sacred Cat, probably. Rally the Peasant doesn't buff toughness either, so... Honestly, I would have me down to trade Hawks at this point. Yeah, imagine if he had Breath Weapon, like, look at this, my goodness. Such a weird block. Attack, sorry. I'm just going to Strands White here. I don't want to take any more damage, I don't think. I think staying above 6 is really important. So I'm going to be principled, do what I can do there. I don't have to mess around. They could have Flaring Pain in their sideboard. It'd be a good sideboard card for them if they expect a lot of Cawgates, so that's something we're going to have to play around. Alright, we get a 2-3 blocker here. That is blue, that's actually really relevant. How do we win? Alright, well, we set the Brainstorm up for a reason, right? So let's look. Ooh, Destroy Evil to get back my cat is kind of cool. Instant speed, it can do that too. So we'll put back Brainstorm... No, what am I doing? Yeah, no, Brainstorm on one of the Squadron Hawks. I think I just want to draw both of those, though. So I've got Counterspell, Strands, and Destroy Evil up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Yeah, I got everything up now. We'll pass through the turn. They want to protect the Monarch, obviously. They're drawing so many cards off of that. This is when the opponent doesn't even have Rally the Peasants in their deck, and I'm, like, playing around it. A Braid. I think I'm going to counter that. Still have Counterspell and a Destroy Evil open. I need to get my lifelinker back. That's how this game stabilizes. Like, Faith of Suing. Okay, they must have Rally the Peasants if they have Faith of Suing in their deck. Yep, there's the Rally the Peasants that they had. Journey to Nowhere. I think this is okay. They're going to take the Vector Glider, obviously. Two, three, four. That's 4 damage. Flashback Strands. Name White. Give me back my cat, please. I hope I stack my library correctly and the Brainstorm is the next card and it's not the Hawk, but we'll see. Ooh, let's go. We did it right. We did it like a human. Ah, they have a Prismatic Strands. That's really unlucky. Yep, can't do anything about that. The block is completely irrelevant. Like, they already played Strands, so I don't know what the point of that was, but it's fine. Okay, yeah, the second counter spell is probably required here. I'm still taking a lot of damage, right? Because, like, I don't have a Strands this time. I can just counter the Rally. But if they would have to go all out to attempt to rally, they would have to, like, swing with the Flyers too. Alright, so they're thinking, I think this game is pretty hard for me to win at this point. Bolt me. Gonna counterspell this. I'm looking pretty dead if I don't counter that, so... One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, I'm dead. So the reason I'm dead is because if I counter this, they flashback this, and I'm dead anyway. That's just why I'm conceding before. So in comes Breath Weapon. I think I'm meant to play Relic in this matchup for sure. What is bad? Thing is, they're gonna have Red Blasts, right? But a lot of my blue cards don't matter too much. Spell is probably fine to cut in this matchup. Journey's like mid. I think it's fine. Trim 1 Modern Age. Play like this. Keep the fact that I'm gonna need Red Blast available. Not Red Blast, sorry. Breath Weapon available. Sure. Purple Strands, Cat, lots of creatures to block. That's what we want. Get this Seagate out of the way. We'll name white on this one, then red on this one. Thraben Inspector, sure thing. White, play out a cat. Pass turn. Journey? Oh, okay, Hawk. Sure. So they're going to go for pick all the Squadron Hawks here. Let's see if they go for their discard trick again this time. No, they chose not to. They don't want to attack. Seems like a free attack for them, but fair enough. I'm going to Heat Gate, and I'm going to hold up the ability to make treasures in the event that I don't want to do anything. Obviously, I can't attack. If I don't have to name red on the gate, then I would prefer not to, right? Because I don't want to televise what I have when I get it. Hit me for one, sure. I guess maybe not attacking with a Thraben is them being like, I don't want you to attack me. And that's probably fine. I'm going to yield until the end step now. Looting, awkward. Seeker of the Way spotted. That's an awkward one to have to fight as well. So they have a peasants already. Alright, let's get a hawk out. Let's get my hawks going. I'm actually holding up prismatic strands here, even if it doesn't look like it with the treasure. I'm not attacking, obviously. You just die to the Thraben Inspector and look very silly. Yeah, this is a matchup where if I draw a breath weapon and can stop them like strandsing it, I'm pretty sure I just win the game on the spot. I'll trade a hawk here. Their hawks are worth much more than mine are, so trading them off at any opportunity for me I think is a good play. Garrison, sure thing. Ooh, Guardian of the Guild Pact. You're pretty cool. You do a lot. That makes their Monarch draws really bad. Take a one-off turn to get this guy down now. I think the longer that I wait to play him, the worse he gets. So I'm gonna... This might be a mistake, but I'm gonna get him out now. I'm not attacking with the cat, obviously. I can't attack with this cat until I find a Basilisk Gate. But also, there's a very real world now in which the Outscreech, yeah, wow, come on. Breath weapon, please. Really need to just find a breath weapon. The breath weapon wins the game on the other zone now. With only one red, they can't stop it. Oh, I'm just too fucking good at this game. I'm way too good. That's a very silly draw. Okay, sure. Let's swing. So we will actually make red like this. Cast the breath weapon. Oh, that's really good. Yeah, that hits so much. And I'll bring my cat back as well, for good measure. That was a very disgusting top deck from us there. Don't get me wrong, they can rebuild really fast. Like, they have a lot of ways to get lots of creatures, like, you know, battle screech and things, but yeah, obviously that is such a good tempo, like, play right there, just to clear their board out. They can't attack. We have a Guardian chipping in. Sweet. Oh, yeah. Absolutely, I'm down for that. I'm always pumping the cat here, right? Because the Guardian's always going to get in, but this means I can attack with the creature and get a lifelink too. And, yeah, they're just dead next turn now, unless they have a Strands. So, sweet. Feature of a card. Journey to Nowhere. That takes a cat, but they look really dead, right? How do they kill the Guardian? They don't. Didn't they just make a land drop? Maybe they missed it. They're dead to it. Yeah, there we go. All right, on to the next game. So a well-timed breath weapon into an amazing top deck. Like, I drew two really good cards in a row there. You know, that was very fortunate. So, what do we need? What do we need? I think this Journey to Nowhere being in my deck is a huge mistake. Single target removal against him is not great. Destroy Evil lets me get something back from a Journey to Nowhere. Instant speed as well. That might be relevant, and also it can kill their Palace Sentinels. I think that one's okay. The question is, do I just want another? Do I want Blue Blasts over these? Like, I think I probably do. Maybe the second Blue Blast is better than the... Not Dust to Dust. The second Blue Blast is better than the second Destroy Evil. Yeah, we saw they had Electrickery and things too, right? So let's do this. I like the 2 Blue Blasts, I think, now. Now we know a little more. Yeah, I will keep this, I think. It's really awkward. I'm going to have to name red on the Citadel Gate. But it's okay, because I have Lorien to cycle for my white land. So I am legit just going to name red on this straight up. Outlaw Medic in this matchup's really good too, because it's a 1-3, so it requires them to have to bolt it. You go for a Faithus looting. I think they kept 7. They did keep 7, it looks like. You're going for a looting here. They discarded 2 lands and, alright, made their land drop 2. So we've got all our colours sorted. Get this Outlaw Medic out. He's going to get pumped up this gate, and he has lifelink too, and if they kill it, we redraw, so it's a great card in this matchup. Like, Outlaw Medic just seems good in so many matchups. I'm going to just pump it and swing, probably. The fact that it's a 1-3 is the really relevant part, right? Because the toughness boost is like... The toughness being high enough anyway that it requires an answer before a gate is why it's so good. Journey to Nowhere. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately that will get my medic in a way that I can't stop it. No, that's okay though. In fact, even naming red on this gate wasn't even... Oh, lovely. Wasn't even too bad. Yeah, I mean, these both look fine to me. Draw, cat. Go. That's my second white source. That's probably quite relevant. Also, they just journeyed my creature that, you know, it counters when it dies, but they journeyed the medic and not the cat, which can bring itself back, which is pretty sweet. I'm hoping they just play into a breath weapon again with no way to trigger Seeker of the Way, so that I can just get it killed with everything else. Alright. Let's pump up the cat here. It's going to be a 4-4 now. We get a bolt, that's good. Yeah, sure thing, dude. That's great. It's a bolt that is not giving them lifelink on their turn. I held up the blue mana because I thought maybe they'd think about a blue blast or something, and this holds up Brainstorm as well. Okay. Let's see what they discard to this. Orc and a Plains, okay. Spectre, sure. We might be breath weaponing next turn. I'm gonna go for a Brainstorm here. Put back Cat and... Sorry, the Hawk and the Lorien revealed. We're not really in a place for Lorien right now, I don't think. They don't have Strand's mana, so I'm doing this now. I'm expecting them to bolt my face to keep the gut of the Seeker alive. What is this? Wow, what the fuck is this card? Yeah. Wow, okay, I'm gonna lose to this terrible fucking card. That's really sad. Sure. Yeah, that sucks. I wasn't expecting them to have a, I mean, whatever the fuck that is. Some haters would say that that is a playable Magic card. I am surprised to see it, but there you go. We can be on the life gain race though, especially if I can find more gates and things. Hawk, sure. Yeah, now I very much might be in the breath weaponing business again. It still kills basically everything except the Thraben, right? Still fine. Then I get to bring one cat back anyway. So if I do this, if I do it this smart way, right? I can pump my cat first. And attack. Cycle this Lorien for a land, because I want to hit my land drops. And then breath weapon. My token lives. I kill the rest of their creatures. They get to keep a Thraben. I can bring this cat back because that's the one I let die because I pumped this one to keep it around. Cracking their clue. Sure. Blue Blast, I think that's pretty good for me. It's good, like it's a good insurance policy. I'm going to try and keep the heap gate untapped now because I want to start making treasures as well. So that the next Lorien, the reveal that we find, will be good. So what I will do is I'll just bring back the cat and pass. Now I'm holding up Strands and Blue Blast and activate the gate. This is going to live rent-free in my head. This card is, I guess, a card. Huh. They're flashing back looting. I'm not going to counter this. It's got 2 Strands. Sure. Let's, I think I want to make them use this anyway. So, didn't use my heap gate, by the way, after I made that whole spiel for like 10 hours about I'm going to hold up a treasure activation and then didn't even fucking do it. Okay, we're playing a little loose now. I need to focus. I got too distracted by this stupid card again. Oh my goodness. Okay. And the reason I tapped it this time is because I think I want to cast the Modern Age this turn. Boom, there's the Lorien revealed. Sweet. Got Strands to keep our guys around now. Guardian of the Guild Pact. Sure. I think my Guardian outraces. Does Guardian prevent life gain? I had a quick Google. I can't tell. So we'll figure that out when we get there. Fortunately, I have a blue creature on the way in the form of the Modern Age. This is awkward. I'm gonna test if this works. I don't think it does. I don't think I get the life. We'll see. I think it's damage prevention, right? So I don't get it. Yeah, okay, that's correct. Now we know. Now we know. Grab some hawks. Yes. Fortunately, the hawk will just hit them over the top, and we are racing them now. Cycle and Ash Barons, absolutely. Obviously, their Rally the Peasants can buff their Guardian, but pumping our gate is much of a faster clock, unless they have multiple. And we still have Prismatic Strands available. So I think it's looking good for us. Seeker of the Way. Okay, that's annoying. Gain some life. No, 2 life. It's 2 life. It's fine. So if I find a second gate, I can pump both the cats and start swinging, for example. So I think it's okay. Oh, that's another cat. Sure. I don't think that does anything. They red blast this. I have blue blast, obviously. It's like we played around it. Oh, my own Guardian's great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sure, we'll keep this then. Get in there for 1. My sweet Squadron Hawk. Squadron Hawk beats. Let's go. This is what you came here to see. Four mana, Battle Screech. Okay, they're growing that board. We don't have another breath weapon, so I need to be really careful now. Really, really careful with the how I use my strands from this point onwards. Gonna play around that stupid 1 mana pump thing again. Obviously, if they go to ever like do and kill my cats, I'm just gonna strand swipe. But if they go to kill what's called the glider or anything, so I have like a layer of insurance here. They're actually on a 2-turn clock, right? Because my vector glider. We'll let all these triggers resolve first. Flashback strands. We'll name white. I think the way that I played that turn there by putting the glider in front of it is what convinced them to play like that. I'm gonna name blue. And I'm gonna tank now because I need to think about how to play this. I could pump a cat and swing for 6. That pumps my life total a lot. Yeah, and then hold up 2 blockers. I think that's correct. So go to 25. They have 2 cards in hand. Yep, they use their strands. So I think I want to play Guardian now because I want to start being able to just completely whiff their life gain, and I can swing with my Guardian too. Oh wait, I didn't name blue on this land. Okay, I don't have blue blast up. That's annoying. Okay. Yeah, not having blue blast sucks a little bit. Hmm. Yeah, like imagine if I could counter that electricity, right? So take 3, 5. Yeah, fuck. I think I misplayed really hard. I top deck a Basilisk Gate and I win. I need to get lots of blockers now. And uphold blue elemental blasts. So they only have one flyer, so I can actually play my Outlaw Medic as another blocker. Now I can pump and hold up blue blasts. Alright, let's lock in. Alright, you're dead on board. Figure it out, opponent. We have blue blast for this turn to prevent burn. Burn is the way that we can die, I think. We can block everything else. Said GG. I accidentally said got to go. Well, we get there. Wow, yeah, nearly through a massive mistake. That was a really interesting game. I played quite shaky at the end there. I made a couple of mistakes. Have a look, see what we had. I would have loved to know what was in their hand. I feel like it was maybe more creatures. All right, so we beat Affinity round 1. We beat an old classic Boros bully in round 2. Let's see what we see in round 3. Okay, let's head on into round 3. We're on the draw in game 1. Let's see what we got. Our opponent is taking some time to mull over if they want to go first or not. They decide they do. I see a very keepable hand here. We'll keep this. Affinity again. All right. Immediately draw prismatic strands because funny. Affinity versus Cawgates. This must be very boring for people that are grinding leagues a lot at the moment. I feel like isn't every Affinity game we've seen been like tap land, untap, play Blood Fountain, tap land every single time? Every single game so far, right? And I think I've had a Captain like early every single game too. Oh, that's so funny. All right, let's see. They've got to seat the Synod, so I'm expecting another just a Thought cast here or a dispute on the Blood token. Holy, they have a Serpent already. Okay, well, we have the answer to that. So it's not terrible, but good God, could have been. Let's just send this Gear Seeker on a journey to nowhere. Goodbye, my friend. Get in there, my small cat friend. We're winning now. Look at that. 21-19. GG. Game over. We're kind of in the Basilisk Gate waiting room, to be honest. We can go for a Modern Age and discard this terrible Prismatic Strands next turn, though. Disputing the token. There you go. Happened eventually. Tap land. Mirror Enforcer. If you know what the opponent's going to do, just tell them what to do, you know? Okay. Enforcer's a little... Is it more... Oh, nice. Is an Enforcer more or less scary than a Serpent? I'm not actually sure. What I do know is I'm pumping my cat and swinging. And then we'll just do the Modern Age thing next turn. I don't imagine they'll trade this off. They'll just take the 5. But increasing our life total while they don't have a good way to just remove the cat is nice. They might have a cast down this turn, but that's fine. They should wait for us to tap our gates to, again, make us do it right. They're not in the blocking business, or they just drew another Mirror Enforcer, so they're going to swing for 4. The thinking. See, if they were Luffy, they would have cast... So Luffy's a grinder that plays a lot of Affinity. If they were Luffy, they would have cast a Thought cast here and then played, like, infinite guys. Okay, Kenku. This is awkward, right? They drew their one-off guy that is really hard for us to deal with. We have 2 outs to this in a whole deck. Alright. Well, let's play our Modern Age and look for those outs. Squadron Hawk, no worries. Just gonna get the Hawk out this turn and cast a Brainstorm. Yep. Go for a Brainstorm. Put back 2 Hawks, obviously. Alright, so we drew another Brainstorm, so we can do the Hawk thing again. We have a counter spell now, Guardian. But Guardian versus Frostforged Bridge is, you know, not great, just loses. So we need to find our journey to nowhere, but we have another Brainstorm for Squad Hawk and a Preordain to dig for it. They're gonna go for a cast down on the cat maybe, or Deadly Dispute? Deadly Dispute, sure. Another way to beat the Frostforged Bridge, obviously, is get 2 flyers and pump both. They have Breath Weapon, it's pretty awful for me. They can even get back the they can even get back Kenku with the Blood Fountain, so I actually have to hold up counterspell for the Kenku now, if possible. Oh, yep. I think both of the all these times I played against Affinity, I'm just getting buried by Blood Fountain's Recursion, right? Oh my god. Yep. That's pretty terrible. I have the Destroy Evil in hand, so it's not awful, but yeah, it's kind of rough. I think I want to Brainstorm before I do anything else. There's our journey. Okay. That's a good draw, obviously. So I'm gonna destroy target enchantment on the munitions. This is why the Brainstorm engine with Squad Hawk is so strong. I wonder what they'll ping here. The cat? Yeah, the cat. Sure. They don't know. They don't even know. I've got the Journey to Nowhere ready to go. Get rid of this land. And we will get in for 1. And to be honest, I know why they ping the thing here, because they can block the flyers forever in their mind, and this has life gain, but I can bring this back now. I couldn't have brought this back, so I'm actually quite happy with how that's gone. They can't actually crack the Blood Fountain and get the Kenku and play it in 1, like, rotation. They have to, like, do end step. So I get to hold up counterspell next turn, chip in with a bird for a bunch. Trail. God, I love Candy Trail. I think this card's amazing. I'm glad that more Affinity lists have started playing it. I think mainly because Walker has started to play it a bit more and kind of popularized it a little bit. And I love it. I played it in Gardens, play it in Affinity. I think it's amazing. Ugh. Infinite Blood Fountains. Luckily, stock Grixis doesn't have a good way to kill flyers. There you see, discarding Crackland Shaman. Alright, they have Cast Down up again now. It's unlucky. But I have 2 flyers, so it's kind of fine. We drew one of the Hawks. We need to play a Hawk this turn, probably. So I'm going to pump my Squadron Hawk. We'll see if we can get a Cast Down. No, I guess I could still have it here. Thinking right. So they have no cards in hand right now, which means they can crack Trail and have 3 mana. But even if they have Breath Weapon, my Vector Guider lives. So I think this is actually the correct spell to counter. Because now they're dead next turn. Cool. Your turn, opponent. Do you have what you need? They're going to draw with a Candy Trail again. Oh, my bad. They're not dead next turn. Of course, the life gain from the trail. We dealt with munitions, so they would need like double Gal Blaster Killers with only one card in hand, and we can make sure to play around with Strands next turn. So I would prefer them, if they have a removal, to kill the Hawk over the Glider, obviously. I'm actually just going to attack with the Squadron Hawk. And hold this Vector Glider back, and also, like, it doesn't make the lethal any faster, right? I'm gonna bring my cat back from the bin. Now I have 2 ways to Strands. I can block a Mirror Enforcer, in fact, and Strands red next turn. They're going to crack a Blood Fountain. Yep. They got Croclan Shaman and the Kenku, obviously. The Kenku's going to make a blocker. Yeah, this is a close game. Thoughtcast, yep. They have to play Kenku. They have to animate a bridge. Because they need to be able to block the flyer that I pump up. Forecast, okay. Obviously, if I draw the Journey to Nowhere, I can get rid of the flyer anyway. But I imagine they're going to play Kenku and leave an animator bridge here. Probably the Drossforge bridge. Yep, he made that exact play. I think that's correct of them to do that. But this leaves them pretty much dead to a Basilisk Gate off the top. So that's our best way to just win the game. So if I preordain, I would be able to play the Basilisk Gate and activate it, so I will look for it. Nope. Well, alternatively, that does stuff. So I need to keep my life total high now, so this cat's just going to be sent into the blender. I'm expecting just to block. They'll just block with the Drossforge bridge, but if they want to kill it, they might block with the Mirror Enforcer as well. And I'm holding up Counterspell for burn, which is good. This puts me to 14, so burn isn't like the real big issue. If I find the Basilisk Gate, I think it's great for me. I have a Strand still in the bin. Got a Counterspell protection. I like it. I like my spot. The inevitability of just gaining life from Sacred Cat, of course, is so strong. If they ever attack with their flyer, they can pretty much just die. So we go to 10 here, but we gain 7 every turn. Can't Strands a Mirror Enforcer. Can't Strands a Drossforge bridge either, to be honest. Rock Clan Shaman. I mean, we knew about this one, right? I've got to play around Breath Weapon, I just have to. It's going to kill my cat. It sucks, but it's going to be what it is. I actually could have countered it and still had strands available, couldn't I? Hmm. Well, I am gonna make you use it, obviously. I'm assuming they'll sack the Great Furnace or something. Yep. Cool. And then I'm just gonna play out my other Sacred Cat. And I still have Counterspell, I have Flashback Strands, and I have Make a Treasure Token if they don't do anything. I am going to have to chop the Mirror Enforcer now, though, with the Squadron Hawk, I think, for one turn. They're going to get back things, yep. Have the Counterspell for the Kenku lined up. If I have outs here, right? Go need to Nowhere, I think just wins me the game on the spot if they don't have a counter for it, and even then I can counter once back, but I'm going to have to counter the Kenku Artificer this turn. Yep, that's fine. We've got Breath Weapon up now, again. Yeah, that's the kind of card I need to kind of break the game open. Destroy Evil. What do you do? Not a lot right now. The spell does some stuff, so does Strands, I guess. Do I need another blocker? No, I don't think so. I think I just want to hold up all my stuff. Like, the Clan killing the cat is pretty irrelevant. These kind of it just stops me gaining life while it's on the battlefield, that's all. The only thing it even hits is the cat in the first place, right? So it just blocks, it's fine. Wow, they're gonna swing the bridge. Yeah, like that's so weird. I'm actually gonna do fuck, I can just get the Kenku back and play it again, man. How do I beat this? I'm gonna take one more hit, I think. God, Blood Fountain is a silly card. They didn't see the line, okay. I know this looks really dumb, but I'm gonna do this. Could have done it before damage, right? But I didn't want them to Blood Fountain and play both this turn. Oh, they'd have Reckoner's Bargain as well. Well, I have to counter that one. I think I need to keep them low on life here. Keep them low on cards. Well, I'm going to removal check them. I drew the Basilisk Gate, right? It's what we've been playing around this entire game. I'm going to pump both of our flyers and swing. We have Strands for any, like, red removal. And this is exactly why we count, literally, this is exactly why we counter the life gain, right? Immediately paid off for it if this gets through. because they would have been at 11, right? You see that? They would have gained. They're gonna kill the cat. Right. This looks like a bait to try and get me to use strands here on red, and then they're gonna go over the top. I'm just gonna not bother. It doesn't actually, like, that doesn't do anything. It seems like a desperation play. Ah, oh, wait. No, because now I don't have the strands. Luckily, I have one in hand, actually. Breath weapon. Okay, yeah, I made a big mistake there, actually. I tried to not misplay, and then made a misplay because of it. So I'm gonna strands red again. If they have cast down, they have cast down, but... Or counterspell, you know. It resolved. Cast down or bust opponent. And this is why we countered the healing spell. Yes! Okay, nearly a bit of a blunder there, not using the cat to strands red. But didn't matter because we had the other one in hand. Alright, yeah, close game. That was game 1 as well. So now we get to do the funny thing again. 3 dust. I think we were meant to bring in Relic after seeing that performance. Bring in Blue Blast, sorry, for the red cards. Strands out. Guardian out. The spell looked really good there. Ooh, what do I bring in? Do I take out Destroy Evil? I think this is okay. Maybe I'm meant to get 1 Brainstorm. Is that alright? For a Blue Blast? We'll send it like this. Okay, I see 3 lands, I see a Brainstorm and a Hawk. I'm a big fan of this. It's always so weird cutting the strands post-board because, you know, the strands is what just won us that game. But I still think it's correct to do that. I wonder if they're going to play a Blood Fountain on turn 2 and another tap land. We shall see. Okay, they didn't have the didn't have a tap land or a Blood Fountain there. We'll just put a cat into play. We always have that turn 2 cat. Look at us. I'm expecting them to go land Thoughtcast here. Actually, maybe they can't because they have to play around Dust to Dust, right? Which is great because it means we can hold them hostage by playing Heapgate. Oh, never mind. They just changed it. What is this? They played Tithing Blade. I guess they bring that in for Guardian, but I... See, the thing is, opponent... I cut those, so I don't actually have them in my deck anymore. Right, let's play slow. I'm gonna try and build up a mana advantage with treasures here. And look like we have some counter magic. Sure. They brought in a lot of weird cards that I don't think are very relevant in the matchup. I've used my graveyard for only Sacred Cat post board, but I guess so. And like, do they think I'm going to keep strands in as well? Maybe. I didn't make a treasure. Right. I'm actually so dumb. What am I doing? All right. Well, I'm going to bring this back now before it gets spell bombed, obviously. But yeah, I didn't make a treasure there. Make a treasure. I need to set it in my mind. So I'm now just missing a mana that might be really important for something later on. Bargain the blade away, sure. Sure. If they play anything that looks relevant, I'm going to fake having a counter spell and then untap my mana again. Okay, that doesn't look very relevant to me. Alright, we remember this time. We're improving as we play. Blue Elemental Blast, sure. Crazy how big these creatures get so fast, right? Do I need to play anything else out? I think I want to get this Squadron Hawk brainstorm going, so I'm going to play it out. Maybe if they have a sweeper, it's awkward, but look, I have my treasure. It's all good. 3, 4, 5, so I should only get 2 Hawks here. Normally I would discard the Sacred Cat because I want to be able to brainstorm max value, but the bomb is right there, so I'm just going to not even give them that. I'm going to make this spell bomb look terrible. Okay, Gearseeker Serpent is fine. Unfortunately, your serpent dies to my pumped up cat, which is funny. In blue. Could be worth naming red when I don't need to like have my mana sorted anymore to make them play around cards I don't actually even have. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep attacking with the cat whilst holding the counter spell. I'm gonna even hold this brainstorm off one more turn. I don't think I actually need to brainstorm for anything right now. My hand's really strong. Deadly Dispute. I'm actually in the business to counterspell that, I think. Then again, if they untap and play Kenku, then it's pretty bad, so no, I'm not gonna... Yeah, they got to Ancestral Recall, but you know what? It's fine, because we have Ancestral Recall about to go off as well. Yep. Sadly, you very much do not win this race. I like our spot right now. They have 8 cards in hand. Obviously, they have 9 cards in hand now. They made a land drop. Looks like they were looking for land. What are they going for here? Another Gearseeker or something? Candy Trail, sure. They don't have to go to clean up now. It's pretty nice. I think we're at the point in the game where I'm supposed to... I can't take them off of a color. I guess I could take them off of red. But I think I might be at the point where... I think I'm going to set brainstorm here. Sorry, I interrupted what I was saying. Put these 2 back, so I'm going to draw one anyway. But I think I'm at the point where I can't really dust them like aggressively in the sense that I can take them off of a color. So I think the dust to dust is more important now for the purposes of removing Mirror Enforcers permanently from the game and bridges. So I'm going to pump the cat. I'm just thinking I want to tap my mana. Am I going to use this other Basilisk Gate this turn? No, I don't think I am. This might eat some removal at this point. It's a pretty huge threat. It's a 7/7. I'm getting lots of life. I have enough counter magic to fight through. Galvanic Blast. Do I counterspell or blue blast? I think I blue blast it. Obviously, there's more things that counterspell hits, but it makes me weaker to another counterspell in response. So I can put them to, what is it, 3 here? And just so we're aware, look how terrible this Nile spell bomb looks, right? Like, what is this even doing? It looks so terrible. So I actually have counterspell up, even if I play the Hawk out, because we finally remembered to make a treasure like a boss. Let's go get to Squad Hawks to hand. And say go. We have Journey for a Kenku land. We have Counterspell for a board wipe. We have lots of, we can rebuild too. Wow, look, it's like we played around it. They have another Counterspell, it's fine. We made them use lots of resources for it, and we have a easy way to rebuild our board. Yeah, they're gonna negate in response. Like, oh, Pyroblast. Wow, they brought Pyroblast too. Does their deck have any relevant cards left in it at this point? They've got so many, like, weird, like, very narrow sideboard cards. Because the thing with Cawgates is a lot of your relevant spells are actually white. So, like, it's really weird, like, and kind of awkward to, like, bring in things like Red Blast just to hit the blue spells, because it really just hits counter spells and things. Just get a Squad Hawk here. Nothing to grab. I think we're just going to go for a straight up send a Lorien Revealed into the ether. Because you just Red Blasted my counterspell, so have you got another counterspell? Yeah, I have actual counterspell this time. Oh, they do not. They have Deadly Speed. That's fine. Looking for Red Blast, I guess. They have it. Yes, they have, like... They have Pyro and Red Blast. Does that mean they have 2 of each? Wow. I know normally Affinity runs, like, 4 red, 1 Pyro. But obviously, if you're only bringing 2, you should bring in 1 of each, so your opponent, like me right now, doesn't know which how many you're bringing in. They're staring down lethal on board. Spring, sure. They have to find removal, so why I'm happy to kind of tax their resources a little. The reason I didn't play the Sacred Cat last turn is also because I didn't want to give them Clan Shaman as an out. Okay, Tithing Blade, sure. Oh, their build is super weird. Okay. I'm going to do... So I'm going to go for a Journey to... sorry, not a Journey to Nowhere, Modern Age. This is going to be a funny one where they don't actually get a chance to interact with a spell bomb. Fucking hell. Yeah, I feel like they're just in their hand. They're like, oh, fuck, yeah, this doesn't do anything. I must play it. I must play it because I have nothing else to do with it. This plays into a board wipe a little bit, but I think that's okay. Gonna hold this Journey. Want to hit a Kenku land. A Cracking Trail. Sure. Full cards in hand. You have a redraw with Spell Bomb. Yep. I feel like their hand is very weak if they're going for this. So you've got 3 mana left. So you're looking for a Breath Weapon or a Cast Down. Tap land, sure. Can't swing, yep. Oh, what a draw. Alright, obviously I'm going to pump the flyer. I didn't make my treasure again, no! GG! No dust to dust, no problem. Just get the hawk in there. Get the hawks in there. Turn the cat sideways. Lovely stuff. I think, I don't want to flame my opponent too much, right? But I feel like I won this game because they brought in a bunch of cards that don't do anything. I feel like Pyroblast is not worth. I think the Spell Bomb is a little bit overzealous to bring in, and Tithing Blade. Am I really going to keep in Guardian the Guild Pact? Like, it looks to me, it reads like their game plan was, I'm going to kill every single creature in your deck and you can't win anymore, which is, I guess it's a reasonable game plan. GG. Ooh, so we are in round 4 now. We're going to go first, which is great. And we are staring at maybe one of the worst hands of Magic cards I've ever seen in my life. Okay, this is unmulled to 6. I don't really want to go to 5, so I'm going to keep this because we have interaction, and the Squad and Hawks can grab more Hawks, so we have something to do even if we don't find lands, but yeah, not having another land drop here is awkward. We still have 18 lands and 4 Lorians in the deck, so 22, so there's a good chance we should draw one, but, you know, we could get stuck on lands. That's going to be something we have to think about here, but I don't think we can mulligan this one. Looks like mono red then, or Rakdos maybe. Oh, this is going to be like Jordanescu Red. Okay. So Destroy Evil is incredibly good against like a Kiln Fiend style deck that's going to buff something up. We found our land. I want to just get my Outlaw Medic out right now. Lifelink. We can start lifelinking and swinging. I'm going to be in a good spot, I think, against a deck like this. We're going to wait for the Satyr Hoplite to get huge, and then we're going to go for a Destroy Evil or Journey on it to force them to commit more resources, right? I'm going to block. They use resources to kill my Outlaw Medic. I think that's good, and I get to redraw off of it anyway. Sure, they're going to pump it. It's a very big guy now. Cool, we get to redraw, gain a life. Another land, sweet. Just gonna play my Heap Gate and pass. So most Cawgates decks are not running Destroy Evil in the main deck, so I'm gonna try and abuse that fact, knowing that other people will know that and play and not and hold it up right here, and not expect them to play around it. There's the Kiln Fiend. Okay, they didn't go for a big attack this turn. Unlucky. Could have got a really nice payoff if they had. I actually have to journey the Kiln Fiend because that one, the toughness doesn't actually get pumped up. Oh, tapped my mana wrong. There we go. Gonna make a treasure here. Yeah, I'm just gonna journey the Kiln Fiend now. Take this Kiln Fiend away. That's the one that threatens to just kill me super duper fast. And I still have, it doesn't even look like I have Destroy Evil up now, but I have Destroy Evil ready for this Satyr. And then hopefully we can get the cat in and start going crazy. Yep, just gonna yield to blocks and make it look like I really don't have anything. Playing a little bit of cat and mouse almost with the opponent. That's okay, I'm going to play a Sacred Cat and pass. Actually, I'm going to cycle Lorien for an island and play it, because, again, I'm not really going to be able to cast it in this sort of matchup. I've got to be careful. Alright. So any more spells they cast to target the Hoplite means I can kill it. But I would prefer them to go crazy as much as they want to and bump it as much as they possibly can. I can dispel any protection spell that they have to try and give it pro-white as well. They might have a gut shot for my Sacred Cat is one thing I'm kind of thinking about. Which means I wouldn't get to attack next turn, but that's fine. Maybe they're playing around it then. I'm gonna have to go for a Destroy Evil now. Because they can, obviously, if they give protection from white, it's terrible for me. And I'm hoping they have another layer of protection here they're going to go for, and I can dispel it. Go on, another Apostle's Blessing. Yes, lovely stuff. Obviously, this thing is going to get huge. fizzle that, and then we get to swing for 4 lifelink. This matchup is very scary to play on the Cawgate side because your removal is not amazing. They're taking a little while to go through these things. I'm not sure how come this didn't just get removed from the stack on its own straight away. Maybe they disconnected, or their internet's being a bit bad or something. We can use this time to appreciate the art of Magic. Look at this card. The art is awesome. What's this? It's from Phyrexia or Phyrexia, I'm not sure. So cool though. There's like there's like a little fella under here. Didn't notice that before. Okay, they looks like they're back. Oh wow. That's pretty good draw, obviously, against the aggressive counter 20 kill you deck. And they didn't have a gut shot, it seems. Alright, yeah, they just concede to that. Sure thing. Let's go to game 2. So, obviously I want all of my blue elemental blasts in this matchup. These prismatic strands are, like, huge as well. So they definitely will have Flaring Pain. So, wonder why I cut. I feel like Guardian is way too slow. Obviously Pro Red's great, but it's way too slow, I think. I actually like the rest. I think Modern Age is maybe slow, and I'm going to want to cast the strands probably twice anyway. I think I want as many counter spells as possible because my removal is all sorcery speed, and sorcery speed removal is just not really good against like the Jordanescu Red decks. I've not really played this matchup before. I know what the deck is trying to do, but having not played against it before, really, I can only kind of assume what they have in their list. I'm gonna go pull up a list now and have a look. Okay, so this is a list that has been played by the man himself. I don't know if there's any more recent ones. So it's a bunch of guys. Yep. Brute Force. Yeah, we saw that. Lava Dart. The sideboard has 2 Flaring Pains. Okay, yeah, more creatures for like the removal decks. Pyros. A lot of hate for us to have to fight through then, basically. Let's see how they the sideboard here. Obviously they get to go first, which is scary for us. Well, I see a Journey to Nowhere and a Destroy Evil, as well as protection and removal spells, so I just keep this. I don't think this is a game where we win by not losing, if that makes sense. Say to Hoplite, sure. I'm gonna play super aggressive. I'm just gonna untap and blue blast this thing immediately. It means I get my white mana set up slower, but I think the best thing to do is just try and keep them off of creatures at all. Maybe that's a complete, like, big punt, but we'll see. Hoplite. Looks like they get 1 land, but they have multiple creatures, okay. These Basilisk Gates and Cat will do something eventually, hopefully. But for now, we just want to set up our mana base. We have both colors. Send it back. We have Destroy Evil Journey available now. Looking at that list again, it looks like they have ways to remove... it's Destroy Artifact, not Enchantment. Doesn't one of these remove enchantments? No. Okay, looks like they're tech for Affinity, but not for Cawgates as much, really. Gains haste to the end of turns. Okay, so they have a haste enabler. Didn't see that one in the list that we were looking at. Whoa, it's just 5 damage. Okay. Didn't have a land drop again. So go to 15. Probably just gonna untap and Journey to Nowhere this Satyr if they don't play a land. If they didn't. Take this guy away. I'm gonna look for some more stuff. I think the land is good. I think the cat, we already have 1, and a hawk, so I don't think we need more threats. This, again, I don't think this is a matchup where establishing threats is going to make my opponent concede. I think this is a matchup where removing all of their creatures is going to make them concede, because once we get to attack with 1 cat once, the game's pretty over, probably. It looks like they don't have a second land, and they don't have a second creature. So, yeah, this is our turn where we get to start playing to the board a little bit more. So I will. I'm gonna get my cat in. The lifelink is really important, obviously, and you know it's a burn matchup. They're trying to put me dead, right? Get the cat out. And our opponent might die to their own deck here, just not having anything to do. Okay, they found their land, so I imagine a Kiln Fiend is going to come down now. There it is. So next turn I can pump my cat, swing. I like this Dispel. Does that change what I want? Do I want Dispel plus Destroy Evil? That requires them to actually like pump the Kiln Fiend up. My inexperience might be my the death of me this matchup, but I'm gonna pump the cat and swing with it. I think 4 life seems important. So I don't play around a protection spell here by not having the Dispel up. So I could have had Destroyable plus Dispel again like last time. But also that does require them to buff the toughness of their Kiln Fiend somehow, which they probably will. Okay, they went for a creature instead. I think that's a good sign for me. Hitting me for 1, sure thing. Oh, perfect. Yeah, this is great. They don't have mana for a protection spell, so this Destroyer was just going to kill the guy here. I feel like we kind of drew a lot of the good cards in this, like here, and our opponent stumbled, so I don't know if we can really credit this win, well, assuming we win. We can't really credit this game to ourselves, especially the first one yet. I feel really comfortable now that we've just killed their extra creature after they didn't have one for a while. I feel like they top decked that Crusader this turn and they didn't have a creature otherwise before, or maybe they just didn't have a land, but yeah, getting to attack with a cat again is really good, obviously. That's not a good draw, considering we have the other one in hand, but very little I can do about that. I don't know if you just saw what I did, but I pumped their creature. Yeah, oops. I don't know why I've done that. So I meant to target my own cat, but made their creature bigger. Now, if I had a Destroy Evil, I would look like a genius, but I don't. They want me to attack them. No, I can't be doing that. Can't be doing that. Sorry, opponent. They seem like they're having a good time at least. Then if it is Red Rob, to be fair, I feel like they live and die by the burn. I'm going to get the Hawk into play. There's an argument that holding Dispel obviously is good this turn, but after they kind of stumbled a little bit, I think it's alright to take an off turn. This luckily will go. This will go back to a 1/1. Thank goodness this isn't on target. Yes, I would like to search. Grab 2 Hawks. Cool. And pass turn back. You can really see in, I think, a lot of my gameplay how I really I'm still adjusting to the Magic Online interface. A lot of times I make these really terrible mistakes, clicking my opponent's creature, which you just don't do that in paper, right? It's just a misplay that you don't even have to think about. But on here, I just, especially because I'm talking my plays through and things as well, I'm not really as focused as I normally am in that sense. So yeah, sometimes we get some things slip through. I think I'm not actually going to block this, no. I think the flying, the threat of a flyer is really relevant. I think what is going to happen is I'm going to pump my cat and they're going to lava dart it. But we'll see. Incoming lava dart? Okay, sure. No, man. They said no, man, in chat. Didn't pump that creature this time. Unfair. Let's turn this cat sideways, try and chip in for some more. The funny part is they can totally just murder us with a team of Battle Rage and things. They're blocking with the Kiln Fiend. Okay, are they going to try and pump it to kill the cat here? Going to dispel this. This means that their Kiln Fiend will die and it won't survive the attack either. Not that it would have survived the attack anyway, but I want to keep my cat around. Are they going to mutagenic growth? Yeah. We just made them use a lot though, right? They really need this cat gone, so now we get to kill the Kiln Fiend. Which is I'm happy with this whole ordeal. They have one card in hand now. And then I'm just gonna bring the cat straight back, because this card is very silly. He doesn't have 9 lives, but 2 is enough for a lot of matchups. Just this fella. Very chill guy. Alright. 2 mana, Kiln Fiend, sure. I wonder if we'll see a repeat of last turn. Yeah, they scoop it up. I'm gonna say GG to my opponent, they were very nice and chill that game. And sweet, 4 wins in a row. Can we get the 5th? Can we get that sweet trophy? We'll have to see. Let's go on to the last round. Here we are in the last round of the league. We have got a 2-card hand that I think is keepable here, because we have a Lorien reveal to get the next land. Yeah, this looks good to me. I think I'll keep this. Opponent has an island. Sure. We're going to go for a caw-gate named White. Say go. Thought Scour. It's going to be some terror. Okay. They have Delver, so it's probably going to be mono blue. They're going to hold up a counterspell. That's completely fine. In that case, I'm just going to cycle for a tap land and play the tap land. If you are going to not do anything else. Obviously, they will just cantrip off here. But we can get our mana base set up ready to... Oh, they did not cantrip off there. Interesting. Maybe they have a very slow start now. Do you counter a outlaw medic opponent? They would. Sure. I think that means I'm meant to play a cat maybe, but I'm going to pass. They only have 3 spells. Deep analysis. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good in these control matchups, right? Because I can't counter it on the front or back end really profitably. I don't think they probably have edicts, so don't need to play out multiple cats, but I will get this Modern Age out now while I can. I've only just got a cat actually, since I can get value from the cat in the graveyard, and I think just keeping and getting land drops in this matchup is good. So let's see what they do. They've got 4 spells in the graveyard. Mental note. Make that now 6 spells in grave, so Terra's a 1 mana. I'm expecting a barrage of just idiots to appear now. Okay, only 1. Could go for a brainstorm on the end step here. I think that's okay. Counterspell. I am going to want you not just yet, I don't think. So, really interesting. Heatgate's really good if we're going to plan on playing slow with counterspells. Yeah, I'm going to keep the Heatgate. So Journey's a really cool card in this matchup, where I can put the Journey to nowhere on the stack, and we'll know if they have a counterspell or not, because before it resolves onto the battlefield. So they have to counter it now. I obviously cannot counter back. So what I will do is just hold up the ability to make a treasure. But if that was Destroy Evil, for example, we'd have to do it, pay the ward, and hold it up. But they had the counterspell there, that's fine. We can beat 1 or 2 terrors maybe, but when they have multiple, that's when it becomes a real issue. Okay. Holding up a counterspell. I feel like they have counterspell as well. I need to keep my cat around too. Maybe it's greedy to not counter there. I want to make a treasure. Get a blocker, which is nice. Another gate. They want to trade their big guy for a sacred cat. I'm more than happy to take that trade. Hopefully they don't play Snap. Yeah, I literally had it as I said it. It's awkward. Gonna counterspell this. Wow, they do want to trade off. Great. I think I actually want to just get this Modern Age into play now. Lorien's a little awkward against the counterspell spell pierce deck. It's better than probably a Brainstorm with no other cards to make it good though. These Sacred Cats can chump. Like I can play 2 cats from my graveyard next turn and start chumping. And if they only have 1 creature, our clock is faster. Murmuring Mystic can make that a bit of an issue though. Alright, we get hit for 5 here. Luckily against Mono Blue, we don't have to play around Edicts. Oh, okay. And a Delver. Alright, we need that to not flip. That guy flipping and being annoying is, well, annoying. They're flashing a bit deep analysis now, yep. Well, I'm tapped out, I think that makes sense. Another Terror, wow. Jesus, it's a lot of power. Counterspell, sure. Outlaw Medic, I like you. You do enough. Get the Medic into play. Bring back a cat. Pump up my Vector Glider. And let's swing. Put you to 11. Annoyingly, I'm basically a gate away from killing. Well, they're going to flip the Delver here because they brainstorm before they drew to make sure it flips. But if they couldn't flip the Delver, for example, I'm 1 gate away from just killing them. Let's see what Delver flips. Lorien revealed, sure. Then they're going to Thought Scour, Mode of Deep Analysis, and the Lorien revealed. They should realize, obviously, they have to keep the insect back. Okay, never mind. Am I dumb? I'm not dead to that, right? No. Okay. This draws me a card. Gains me 1 life. Gate. Well, if they have no snap, they're just dead to Vector Glider. What is the best line? So I can pump twice, swing, hold back the cat, play another cat, have 3 blockers, and I'll gain life. Okay. We're gonna go for it. Go on, no snap opponent. Ah, fuck. Yeah. That's really annoying. Yeah, that really does suck. It's hard to win now. Definitely very hard to win now. I'm just dead. Well, I guess I'm not dead with Prismatic Strands, but I only get to cast 1 side of it. For now, at least, anyway. I'm going to cast it in their upkeep as well, I think. This just plays around them top decking counter spell. That's rough. So, probably want Relic. And I want Red Blasts. Say I'm mono blue. And then I only need to cut what? Red Blast is just strictly better counter spell, really. Journey is probably fine to trim 1. I think I'll go like this. Okay, I think this is maybe a keep now. We bottom the... Who are they in? Because we have Hawk Brainstorm, right? We'll need to set up our mana sources. We need to get red mana eventually for that exact reason. Let's get a Squadhawk in. I don't want this to get force spiked. It didn't. It's good. Grab some hawks. Go ahead. Alright, opponent is end step brainstorming, which is interesting. Got a mental note in their upkeep to clear the brainstorm. Spell. Let's go for a swing for 1 first. Yeah, that's pretty bad. They spell pierce my brainstorm there. No, I can't make my land drops. That's pretty terrible. Mental note, okay. Well, they milled 2 deep analysis already now. Terror, sure. It's getting hard now. No. Spell pierce again. Yep. I think I'm just dead, guys, unfortunately. Okay, it's a very aggressive snap, to be honest. But I think they're so far ahead, it's probably fine. Like, I think they're so far ahead that they didn't need to do that to push the damage. But we'll see if it ends up mattering. Deep analysis, sure. Play out as Hawk and pass. Again, it seems super weird, but again, I think they're so ahead that it doesn't matter anyway. We'll pitch a Hawk. I think the chances of any of my spells resolving from this point are quite low, unfortunately. Another Terror, yikes. Try and play a Medic. Still no more lands to play. Go for a Dispel. They have another counter for sure, and I'll die. GG. Alright. Not a bad run. Got a 4-0 there. That last match, unfortunately, wasn't very competitive. Didn't get much going in that second game, but not too bad. And yeah, let's go to the breakdown. Alright, so let's break down that league that we just played there. For the first 4 rounds went pretty nicely. The games didn't feel like super comfortable, but they felt very good. That last round there was a bit unlucky with the drawing 2 red blast, not finding the land. Maybe it was just supposed to be a mulligan. Maybe I was supposed to name red, but I didn't have a white source, so it was a little awkward. So maybe it was supposed to be just a mulligan there. But overall, I still am really impressed with how this deck feels to play. It just feels really good. The Affinity matchup didn't feel too bad with the Dust to Dusts, and we even got one of those pre-board game wins as well, which is lovely. So yeah, overall, I think Cawgates is a great deck right now. I'm looking forward to MH3 coming out. There's going to be some really silly cards in that, but I feel like Grixis is going to be much better than everything else, so maybe wait and see if there's a Grixis video when MH3 drops. But until then, I'll be having a great day. Thank you for watching.